Hey Hero fans, this is Todd, and today at Toy Fair they announced that they're going to have a Fright Zone for Origins. Fright Zone for Origins! I thought, okay, it's time to bust out my old Fright Zone here, and let's talk about the new one. So first, the old one has some pretty cool things. It has a little trap right here where they get their foot stuck in here, and it's supposed to somehow chomp their foot. I never got this mechanism to work right, so I bought mine used. We also had this giant rubber puppet. This one's in not the best shape ever. And the little kid to stick their hand in here and reach through the center right here in order to use this. And then we have this cool little cage right here where you push the button and bada bing, bada boom. Inside there you can see there's all kinds of cool little contraptions on the walls and stuff. And so it's kind of a cool thing. It just snaps right in there. And then off to the side here, as you guys know, I love the stair battles. And here is some stairs that they can battle on all the way up to this top level up here, where we have the tree of grasping power. And somehow this tree, I think it has a knob or something. Let's turn it around and take a look here. Oh yeah, there it is. It has these buttons you work together, and your tree can then snatch and grab somebody. So let's see if I can line this thing up somehow. Those go like that. There we go. And now as a character comes up across the top up here, they can get nabbed into the tree. Oh, I've been captured by the tree. So kind of a fun thing. But on the back side there is like nothing. It's just like an empty shelf little area. There's no playability or anything else in the back side of it. And so it's kind of interesting. I've thought about this playset for years, and it kind of reminds me of the Dagobah playset that came with Star Wars, where you could it has a little foam, their foot gets stuck like quicksand and some other things. So I used to confuse in my mind the Dagobah playset and this playset. But what's interesting is if you try to think of this as a castle, you've already missed the boat. This is like a small little hill bump, mountain, whatever. And so the play area is everything here, not just here. So there's a step up here to get onto the thing. And there's also an opening right here. So you're supposed to set it up and actually play the whole area all the way around, and this is just one mound or one mountain amongst the whole entire play area. So if you think of it that way, it makes it a lot bigger play set. If you think of it as a castle and this is the entire play set, then you got a very small play area, which is funny because this thing is huge. I was surprised how big it was. If you take two figures, I mean, it's 2 figures tall. So, you know, we're talking 10, 11 inches tall. Even skating close to 12. But because this is so thick, you lose a lot of the play area. And because this is so thick, by the time these things close up, you lose a bunch of the play area. So the footprint for it takes up a lot of space, but the actual play area right here and here, there's not a lot of playability in the area of it in reality if you only use this as your means of your play area. So what does this have to do with the new one? Well, let's take a look at the new one and check this out. Check this out! So, I grabbed some pictures of the new one. Hold on, it's doing a stupid slideshow. No, I don't want any music. I don't want a slideshow. Stop, stop. How do I get this to stop? I don't want memory mixes. I just want... No, don't delete. Photos. There we go. Woo! Okay, so here is the Fright Zone. And it does look very reminiscent of the one that we have right here. I mean, you got the gate right there. You got the big hole right there. And then you have the contraption to trap the figures right here. And you got steps up to it. A little bit different trap, and then they have steps up to the side that goes across the top, and it looks very reminiscent of the toy we have that was made in the 80s. Here's where it starts to get a little different. You get to the tree, and the tree actually has a face in it. Now this one doesn't have a face, but it has 3 crows sitting on it. This one has a face on it, and there's 3 crows that come with it they can put onto the tree. There they are right there. Crow, crow. And it also comes with some weapons, and instead of the puppet, you get this big old green 6-legged creature. Which I think is kind of interesting because we always figured it was like a giant serpent, but now we can see it's like a giant lizard or dinosaur looking thing. Way different than what we imagined. Now, again, just like the 80s one, the play area on this is very small again. It's like, wait a minute. You think they would have learned their lesson, but maybe they have. Let's check this out. So this is when you turn it around. Now, it's not just turning it around like whipping this thing around like this. Whoop. It's actually turning it around using this hinge right here. There's the hinge right there, and bending it back and using the floor piece to sit inside there. So if you can imagine, this side is this side right here, and the hinge opens up, whoop, and changes the angle to make it more closed, and you grab the floor piece and stick it in there. And this is the hole that the lizard creature goes through. Now the cage then comes off and turns around and goes back in. So you can see, here is the cage here, and you can see it's got an inside to it, but you can see there's an edge all the way around it. How can I draw on this? Give me drawing power. I guess I don't have it on here. Oh well. Anyway, you can see there's an edge all the way around this, and the edge looks very symmetrical-ish, I guess. And so when you turn it around town, you just stick it right back in there on the other side. And it's got a little ladder area here or something, or maybe it's another way to capture somebody, I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it's hinged. It's probably a way to capture somebody. And then you bring the floor around, and there is the floor capture device. Now, because the hinge is located on the back, it makes this side actually bigger than the other side. In fact, you can see here, the floor actually ends about 2/3 of the way across this here. And you can see it's on the 3rd step where the floor is. So let's go back and look at the front of this. And you can see there's that 3rd step right there. This is where it separates right there. So this piece slides out. You fold it the other direction, and you put the floor on the other side. There it is. And then once the floor is on the other side, you now have an interior play area. So it's kind of interesting. Now, when you turn this around, up in the tree area, you have yourself an actual throne to put Hordak. Kind of different than what we've seen before. So you can see this is the opening where the lizard goes through. Here's the cage turned around. And then it's got some kind of contraption there. It looks like it captures somebody. You can see it's kind of hinged. So I'm guessing it kind of springs, or you just move it yourself. And then, of course, we have the giant bear trap here on the end of the stairs. And a place to store the weapons. So this one gives us interior play as well as exterior play. So that's kind of cool. So it's got dual functionality. Now, we saw a while ago with the fans' choice, they were going to make a giant version of this. This one's not the giant version. This is just like the one we had when we were kids. They do have some extra tidbits, so like this little face right here. As you can see, the original one just has a stone wall there, no face. I'm not sure how I feel about that weird head right there. I'm not really a fan of it, but it does help us orientate in our mind when you go to the other side. Let's see if I got a picture of the other side here. There we go. And you can see there's the face right here. So you can kind of get the idea that the face is here. And then when you rotate it around and change the angle of the hinge, there's the face there. You slide in the floor piece from the front, add the weapons in there, turn this around right here. So now it's on the inside, which means the other side's not usable anymore. because there's going to soon be a giant bump on the backside. And that's about it. So a lot more extra playability. The nice parts is the birds are removable, so you don't have to worry about them breaking off. Like in the original playset, the birds would a lot of people would have them. They'd actually be snapped off or broken on here. And you can see that because they're one piece, those would get broken all the time. So that is the new playset. Now, what I want to know from you guys, I'm personally going to get this. It looks really cool. I'm thinking about even getting two so I can figure out a way to put the floor on both sides at once or something else, or with the cage. I'm not sure exactly what I'm planning, but I got to plan something cool from this. But anyway, it does look pretty cool and very, very reminiscent of the original toy. I mean, look at this. I can line this up to, if I can line it up the same or not, but look. It is super the same the way they designed it. So, way cool. And I love when they do stuff like this. If you look at the original Castle Grayskull and the Origins, it's almost the same. The Snake Mountain's almost the same. And now this one's almost the same. It's kind of fun, and it makes it fun for sharing with your kids and grandkids, because you can say, hey, here's how I kind of played this. And it's funny, is this separates on the third step, and this separates on the third step. Oops, just knocked over some Horde troopers over there. You know what, let's try to take this apart, see if we can. I haven't taken this apart since I put it together originally. And let's just try to simulate what this would look like if I was to change the angle and rotate it around. Move out of the way, flea man. So in order to change this angle, I'm going to have to pull out the tree. Oh, that's always scary. That's always scary. It's funny, it just came out so easily a few minutes ago. And now it is done stuck in there. So I guess you would angle this like so and stick this. So the new one's going to be something like that. And then the tree will be up here. Yep. Which will actually be Hordak's throne. So this is what the other side is going to kind of be like. Here's what it be like, man. There we go. So now you can kind of visualize. And then, of course, this piece would come out and rotate around and then slide back in to make your cage. So there you go. Like I was saying, about a third of it sticking out right here on this side right here. So that is kind of what they were thinking when they designed this turnaround kind of situation here. All right, hopefully that makes sense. And again, I don't know how I'm going to display mine, probably the other way around, so it matches the original toy. But that is cool. They have a different display option for those that want to have the inside of it. And it actually gives you a little bit bigger play area turning it around, because now you have all this right here too in front of the steps, which is part of it. And I wonder what happened. Did somebody turn theirs around and say, you know, if we were to turn it around, we can make an interior kind of design of this thing and not just the exterior. I'm not sure what they were thinking or how they came up with it, but it's kind of a clever little design, so why not? All right. Well, anyway, thank you for joining me. And as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of Hordak, but I do like a lot of the characters from the Horde. Like I had to add wings to my mosquito here. But I am looking forward to this Fright Zone. It is going to be cool. And I'm hoping it is at least the same size as our old toy we had when we were a kid. Anyway, thanks for watching. And like we always say in the 1987 movie, good journey. Good journey. And remember to post in the comments, are you planning on getting this? All right. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it.